Hey Arun,
Hello, Alyssa.
you know what I've always wondered about?
What?
Superstitions.
Me too.
A lot of athletes seem to be pretty superstitious.
Yeah, they do some pretty weird things before games and during games as well.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I wasn't superstitious, but I realized I have a couple rituals that I have to always perform.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, don't tell anyone, but I put a little number 10 on the inside of my right shoe every time I get a new pair of shoes.
Really?
Yep, and before I serve the ball, every point, I have to spin it in my hand until it feels right.
That's really interesting.
And then I serve.
You know, before every basketball game, I like to spit on the court and wipe it off with my shoe. I don't know why, but I always do it.
That doesn't sound very sanitary.
I mean, it gets the job done.
Well, I think we should check out some of those superstitions that athletes have around campus.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. Excuse me. What's your name?
Michael Tree.
Oh, I'm here with Michael Tree, linebacker for the football team. Hi, I'm here with Grace Best, outside back for the Dartmouth women's soccer team. I'm here with Evan Gray, pitcher for the Dartmouth softball team. I'm here with Chad, catcher on the Dartmouth baseball team. Hi, I'm here with Jeremy Rick, running back on the football team.
Hello.
Can I ask you a few questions, Chad?
Sure, Alyssa.
Are you a superstitious athlete? Yes.
I'm kind of superstitious, yeah. I'm actually really superstitious.
I am a superstitious athlete. Most baseball players are really. It's just kind of in our blood, I guess.
I'm actually very superstitious when it comes to certain things before a game. Not practice, though.
Not practice?
No.
And what are those superstitions? Any pre-game rituals?
Well, usually my superstitions consist of before I go out to, before I even go into the locker room to get dressed, I eat some food. I usually eat some pasta with broccoli and chicken, and along with the team meal, just so I have food for the entire game. Then that's just like for eating habits, and I usually drink a lot of water.
One of the big ones is you never step on the foul lines to mess up the chalk.
And is that all baseball players or just you?
That's kind of like an unwritten rule of baseball, I guess. Everybody follows it.
For every game, I wear the same underwear, even if I haven't washed them.
Every inning that I got to pitch, I have to look towards center field and give signs to my center fielder.
Before practices or games, I usually don't tell anybody, but I usually have to have a good thought every time I put on a piece of clothing. If I have a bad thought, I have to take off my clothing wherever I'm putting it on. Like if I have a bad thought when I put my socks on, I have to take it off and then put it back on.
Before a game, I listen to only 2 songs on repeat, and right before I go out for the game for warm-up, I have to, there's one part in the song I like the best, and I have to go to that part of the song twice in a row and just listen to it to make sure I'm fully pumped up.
I wore the same jockstrap. Didn't wash it for 20 games, and we won the state championship that year at my high school, so I kind of attribute it to that.
Then I crack my toe. I put my left shoe on first, then I put my right shoe on after I put my pants on and everything.
I eat the same breakfast, and I listen to the exact same music playlist before every game.
I do the same routine in the on-deck circle before I go to bat.
I always have to shave too before the games.
And I always wear a ribbon.
The same warm-up routine every time.
I usually like to have a buzz cut too.
And I wear the same underwear, socks, and sports bra for every game.
I actually have 3 pairs of batting gloves that I always carry with me, and if I go 0 in a game, I don't get a hit, I will switch batting gloves.
Usually on the field, when I'm on the sideline or whatever, I usually project good thoughts onto the field, so good things will happen.
Wow, that was a lot of superstitions.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
How do you feel when you don't perform your superstitions?
I'm always like, oh shit, I didn't do it. It always reminds me. I think about it during the inning.
I usually feel like a physical feeling in me if I don't perform the superstitions. It's kind of really annoying and it's hard to focus.
I actually just feel like I'm not going to play well at all. Even though maybe I will, but I actually do it every time.
You kind of feel uncomfortable. Sometimes when you're on the road and you go to a different place, you kind of get rushed to get ready for games and stuff. And if you don't do the same things you do, like you're at home and you have the amount of time, you feel kind of uncomfortable and a little uneasy.
Do you feel that when you perform these superstitions that they improve your performance on the field?
I mean, they help me focus better. So maybe I think that helped me perform better, and they keep me in the moment too.
I think actually it does because it's just all mental for me.
If you have a ritual, yeah, like before each at bat or like first inning, kind of calms you down and you're like in a rhythm.
I don't know if it's about improving performance. It's just kind of like mentally being a little more, I wouldn't say prepared, just like relaxed, I guess. I mean, once you know that, you have that lucky pair of batting gloves on, or that lucky jock strap, or you've been through your pregame routine, that it's just, you just feel a little bit more comfortable with yourself and the way you're going to perform.
If I get too superstitious, then that's bad. So usually if I'm like right in the perfect mode, in the red, our coach says in the red, don't want to be in the white or the black, but in the red, right in the middle of your focus and your intensity. That's good.
Why do you think athletes are superstitious?
I think when it comes to a game, it's so mentally wearing and like the pressure of doing well in that game that we look to things like if we have one good game, we'll remember like what we had on or what we did before that game, and we'll realize that like we should do that all again.
Maybe because we like associate all our wins with like what we did at that moment.
I think people are superstitious because it's kind of a thing in their mind that they believe that something bad will happen if they don't do the superstition, and so it's just kind of a psychological thing.
I just really think it's a mental thing. I mean, because like we practice and practice and practice, and we do all the physical things all right, and then it's like you get to the games and it's just kind of like a little bit more special, so you kind of feel like you have to do that a little bit more, and that's where my superstitions come in. So.
I think athletes are superstitious because it gives them something to credit their success or failures to, rather than being ill-prepared or well-prepared.
During the football game, I usually just play. I just don't really think about it. I just do it.
Thank you for your time, Chet.
Thanks, Alyssa.
You've been great. Thank you for your time. Oh. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
It was great talking with you.
You too.
Thanks, Mike Chi.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Good luck finding that book.
Thank you.
It seems like a lot of athletes are superstitious, just so that they can feel comfortable while they play.
Yeah, it definitely kind of puts them in the zone for the games.
It seems like athletes want to have a control over the outcome of certain events during the game.
They try to control the uncontrollable.
It's true.
Yeah, it is.